How's it going, guys? Dustin at Daily Grind Fantasy, and in today's video, we're going to be building out 2 NBA slips. We're going to have one correlated slip, maybe on Underdog, and then we're also going to have one NBA PrizePicks slip on PrizePicks, of course. Before we get into the video, though, if you guys are not subscribed to the channel already, hit the subscribe button. While you're at it, hit the like button, because that really does help us out. We would appreciate it. And another reason you should hit the like button, if you watched this video here on this channel yesterday, you guys would have cashed out for 20x on this Underdog correlated slip from the Daily Grind Fantasy Correlation Tool. Not only that, we are sitting 2-0 with a push on our PrizePicks slip from that same video. Guys, correlation works. It is one of the biggest edges in DFS right now. You guys can't see underneath this, my camera actually, where we're up 420 units since we've added the correlation tool to Daily Grind Fantasy. It's been insane, right? I mean, all we're doing is giving you guys the most correlated plays in full slips. All you have to do is plug and play them. If you plug and play them, you guys are up big using our tool. Before we get into the correlated slip, I do want to use the fantasy bundle known as our Optimizer and middling tool to be able to find some really good value on PrizePicks. But I am going to give you guys an NBA slip here on Underdog as well. So stay tuned for both. If you're not on both of these apps, use code DGFantasy. You'll get 100% deposit match up to $100. There's 65 current slips between NBA, NFL, college football, sorry, not League of Legends, but CS2. Guys, telling you, plenty of slips on here, but I'm going to go ahead and give you guys a slip from this Wizards Hawks game. That's the one I'm going to go ahead and give to you guys on Underdog. But let's go ahead and build out a slip here on PrizePicks. I'm going to hit a little bit of a refresh on the Optimizer, and then we'll start building. If you guys don't have the Optimizer, you guys need to do it yourself, right? We only post a couple videos a day, maybe a couple tweets, but you guys can get access to this 24/7 where you can refresh, get plays sent directly to your email, to your phone. Linked in the description, you guys can try it for 7 days free. And then also linked in the description, you guys can get access to the correlation tool. You want to stop missing out on that. But let's go ahead and start building out a slip here. We're going to start out with Zeus that we can actually middle, right? So this is a League of Legends play. We see PrizePicks has it at 7, right? And then ParlayPlay has it set to 8. So it's safe to assume the middle is the most accurate projection. So this should probably be set at about 7.5 kills, right? So in order to take advantage of this, we can play the over of 7 on PrizePicks, the under of 8 on ParlayPlay. If it lands on 7 or 8, we technically win one bet and we push the other, right? So we have a 2-kill leeway where we can still have a profitable bet on both apps. But to safely assume that the middle is the most accurate projection, we're going to still take the over here on PrizePicks in League of Legends for Zeus. Zeus over 7. And then we're going to come here. Jason Sanders, under 1.5 field goals made. Look, minus 150 average odds across the sports books. Looks like some heavy juice from Hot Streak, which is kind of a DFS app, but also works in a dynamic payout platform. Where it's adjusting the money coming in and such, much more like the sports books as opposed to the set payout platforms. But even then, minus 140-ish juice on the under of 1.5 field goals for Jason Sanders. Let's go ahead and take his under 1.5 field goals made here on PrizePicks. So we'll add in some NFL. Jason Sanders going up against Kansas City. That's going to be a good game. 9:30 a.m. Love to see that. Killian Hayes. Here comes some of our NBA plays for our PrizePicks slip. Killian Hayes, under 4.5 assists. Look, heavily juiced on the under 4.5 assists. Multiple books are right around that minus 135, minus 140 area. You got a couple books a little higher. FanDuel, Sharp Sportsbook, minus 154. And Bovada, you got minus 160. So let's go ahead and take the under 4.5 assists for Killian Hayes. And guys, what we're doing here is we're just, okay, it looks like that's been bumped. All good. We keep on chugging along. We can still work without that. So we have, we can still work without that. So we have Michael Porter Jr. PJ Washington under 1.5 turnovers. Let's go ahead and add that in. Jason Sanders still right here. Let's go ahead and PJ Washington under 1.5 turnovers. There we go. And look, he is minus 140 average odds across these major sports books to go under 1.5, right around that 54.34% that we're looking for. I'm assuming this 55.67% odds to hit is going to be enough to get this to be a plus EV slip with these just right around that 54.3%. Let's go ahead and do Michael Porter Jr. under 0.5 steals, average odds of minus 141 on the sports books to go under. Michael Porter Jr. under 0.5 steals. And guys, what we're doing here is we're just directly comparing the sports books directly back to PrizePicks, right? Or these other set payout platforms like Underdog and such. That's what the optimizer does. Pulls these odds and lines. We see what the odds and lines are on the sports books, and we just listen to the market. The market is saying PJ Washington has a very good chance, or a favorable chance, a 54.32% chance to go under 1.5 turnovers. Playing that on PrizePicks over the long term on a set payout platform like PrizePicks is going to be the edge that we need to be profitable over the long term, playing it in 5 and 6 man flexes, which are the most optimal for returns, right? Devon Toes over 0.5 points, average odds of minus 140. Oops, it'd help if I went to NHL. Toes over 0.5 points. That is going to be 5 legs. Now, I just want to check here. Yeah, so we have the top 5 plays. I'm going to do one more refresh, make sure we're getting the best value here. So, yeah, we have the top 5 plays here on the optimizer into a slip. Love it. I love it. This is what we do, guys. Math over feelings, right? You could not even watch hockey. You could not watch NBA, and you could still place these profitable bets just by using this tool, because you are just listening to the market and playing plays with a mathematical edge against PrizePicks. So that's it. Zeus over 7 maps, 1 to 3 kills. Jason Sanders under 1.5 field goals. PJ Washington under 1.5 turnovers. Porter Jr. under 0.5 steals. Devon Toes over 0.5 points. Now let's get to the fun stuff. The NBA correlation tool, or the DGF correlation tool. We're going to have it set to NBA because we are going to be giving out an NBA slip for it. Cashed yesterday. Let's do 2 in a row. I would love to see it, guys. But one thing to note, these plays here on the correlation tool, we are playing them at volume. Not every single play is going to hit, but it's important to note that with positive correlation, if you guys don't know what positive correlation is, basically I like to say where one outcome is going to positively affect another outcome. If X happens, Y and Z are likely to happen as well, right? So like in NFL, some of our NFL slips, you'll see overs on quarterbacks and maybe a wide receiver or two. Then you'll have under on punts, right? Because if the quarterback is moving the ball a lot, they're scoring points, the receivers are thus going over their receiving yards, or if the receivers are going over their receiving yards, it's likely the quarterback is to go over his passing yards, right? And if they're moving the ball good enough, it's likely that the punter is going to go under punts if the offense is clicking like that and everybody's going over their overs. Stuff like that, right? Where it's just the quarterbacks is that X, right? If quarterback's going over pass yards, those other 2 receivers, his main receivers, probably going to go over, right? Same thing with NBA, not as positively correlated as something like soccer or NFL, but still positively correlated, and we're not getting docked on these set payout platforms. That's the reason why it's the biggest edge. It's because we're not getting docked for positive correlation. If you did this on FanDuel or DraftKings and same game parlays, they dock your odds because they know it's positively correlated. So let's go ahead and reveal the Wizards and Hawks slip here. We're going to start it off with DeAndre Hunter over 15.5 points on Underdog. I'm just going to give Underdog a quick refresh just to make sure it's got all the props up there, because sometimes you do need to do that. DeAndre Hunter over 15.5 points. And let's see what's going to be positively correlated with DeAndre Hunter. If DeAndre Hunter is going over 15.5 points, it's likely, right? Likely that Trae Young is going to go over assist. Hopefully, what we're rooting on here is that Trae Young is passing the ball to DeAndre Hunter for a couple of these baskets, right? To help him go over his assist. DeAndre Hunter's making them. Of course, it's assists for Trae Young. Now, on the flip side, we're going to have Kyle Kuzma over 2.5 assists. And we're going to correlate in the same game. We're going to take Kyle Kuzma over 2.5 assists. If Kyle Kuzma's going over assists, he's got to be passing the ball to somebody. Who is he passing the ball to? In this case, it's going to be Jordan Poole over 23.5 points. So we'll add in Jordan Poole over 23.5 points. And then on the flip side, if we have all of these guys scoring a lot of points, getting assists, even if it's not to the guys that are scoring the points every time, that means that those guys that are given our people with assists, they're making their shots, right? So then we're going to be taking Denny Advia under 7 rebounds, right? Because if shots are going in, less opportunity for rebounds. So let's go ahead and take Denny on the under of 7 rebounds. So that is going to be the correlated slip here on Underdog. Like I mentioned, if you guys don't have access to the correlation tool to get in all of these slips, because you should be playing them at volume, and if you play them at volume, you are up big. Not just the 1 or 2 slips we're giving you guys out. Yeah, it's fun. We get a community sweat. But really, if you want to be profitable using these tools, you got to be playing it at volume. So linked in the description, you guys can get access to the correlation tool. You can get access to the fantasy bundle, the optimizer, the middling tool. Those you actually have a 7-day free trial. The correlation tool does not, but it's all tracked and proven that it works. DeAndre Hunter over 15.5 points. Trae Young over 9.5 assists. Kyle Kuzma over 2.5 assists. Jordan Poole over 23.5 points. Denny Advia under 7 rebounds for a 20x payout here on Underdog. Make sure you guys get this locked in. Drop a like if you learned something. Drop a like if you're tailing. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one. Let's cash.